Y'all don't understand how many people. Ooh, it got so in this. I want to ask when we are going through this, Lauren, because I noticed the hot piss and vinegar was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got more just kind of hot piss Thursday or yesterday and today, and I'm wondering if there's any psychological. Yes, there is. You're crazy. Any astrological coincidence with that.
Yes, that does not surprise me at all. When it's all about the stationing of a planet makes it much more intense.
Because
I need y'all to spray me through the screen. Come on. I need some of all this goodness. Yes.
Hi, everybody. Happy birthday to all the Libras. It's our month, y'all. Happy birthday to us. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining our monthly horoscope readings, first and foremost. Thank you guys for joining. We already got a happy birthday super chat from me, myself, and I. Thank you so very much. Thank you. May that generosity be returned to you tenfold. I need to thank the person who has kept me going through this. Every time I ask, they say yes. I don't know why, but I appreciate you even more because of that. Johnny, Tarot's Apprentice. Thank you so much for joining again. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much.
I put something in the piggy bank. Hopefully it went in there.
Okay, that's so sweet. Thank you. We've got the amazing. See, Mercury Retrograde. Jesus, this doesn't make sense.
I told you, just do that. You'll get it. You'll get somebody with that.
They went that
way. Thank you, Tony from Shining Hawk Healing, for joining us this month. We always get into a lot of trouble when the three of us get together, so thank you.
Hey, Tony's a bad influence. I tell you what.
I know. I'm trying to work on that.
It's not about you. Like, I can somewhat behave on other people's live streams, but it's like when the three of us are like, I done said butt and a whole bunch of stuff. Inappropriate jokes.
It's that Tony. I tell you, I'm a good Christian woman. She turned me into something else. I don't know.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, Lord. I can't. I don't know. And then I'm always like, God, any other person watching this, they're not going to invite me ever to be on their live. So thank you for joining. Thank you for always putting up with my buffoonery and foolishness. I appreciate you.
So much fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. Valerie, hi. Thank you so much for the super chat. May that generosity be returned to you tenfold. And last but not least, my friend, teacher, cohort, all of the goodness, Lauren Margolies, laurenmargolies.com. Hi, astral ass. See, here we go. Astrologer extraordinary.
I am an ass. It's true.
I didn't mean to emphasize the ass. I meant to say, because here's what happened. I didn't know whether to say astrological or astrologer, and so my brain got stuck with ass, and I was like, I know this is going through my mind. They don't know that I'm trying to mispronounce the word, and I just didn't know. Lauren, thank you for joining us. Lauren is going to explain to everybody why I have been super moody and why some of us have been super moody and how the time, because there's 27 planets in retrograde right now and they are disrespectful. Super disrespectful. So Lauren is going to get into that. Before we do, you know how I like to start at the beginning with housekeeping and shameless self-promotion. So first and foremost, Tony, what's up with you? How can people find you? How can people book with you, etc. and whatnot?
You can book on my channel up at the top in the banner. It has bookings and it has PayPal, and you can book for readings from me or Reiki sessions from me. You can also contact me at shininghawkshamanic@gmail.com.
Shining Hawk Shamanic Reiki. Long email account, but you'll know exactly where to find her. Shining Johnny, I know people can email you when they want a private booking, but how else can they contact you if they want to work with you?
to pray, and hopefully God will hear you. Howl at the moon.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I got.
So, pray to Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Ganesha, Allah, however you refer to the good Lord.
They all got my number.
Yeah, you know.
They have his private phone.
The Lord has his number, and the Lord will call Johnny, and then Johnny will email you.
Now, just as a warning, Jesus, he tends to just come by instead of call, so he gets ignored a few times per week.
But it's Jesus.
Yeah.
I need to spray all of us right now. Yes.
That's all right. I don't care who you is. If you ain't got no appointment. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You sent her to sacrifice yourself, not me. My time is my time. When I'm watching my Netflix, listen, you should have called first. It's a nice day outside, though. Enjoy the shade.
Yeah.
Thank you for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got more shade here than they did in Jerusalem, so you'll be all right.
Nice.
You can make Jesus wait outside in the sun.
He'll be all right. He already tan. He'll be all right.
In the Middle East,
That's a good old vitamin D.
He climatized. It's hot. He knows how. He knows it's good. So it's okay.
He'll be all right.
You're so crazy.
Okay. Lauren, how can people book a session with you, ma'am?
Oh, I mean, don't contact Jesus because I'm Jewish. He's not going to tell me. So, skip that one. I'm crying from Johnny. My website is the best way, laurenmargolies.com, and there's a link on there to get to my booking site.
And I just put
an appointment for me too.
I just put it in the chat. So
thank you.
Put it in the chat. I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat. You can go to the chat to look. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, I can't do this. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Stop and start over, or just y'all continue.
I will say this. I highly recommend, if you want your astrology chart, you want it done right,
Go to
you get
Lauren.
it from Lauren.
Thank
I
you.
actually understood everything she said when she was saying it to me. So if you want it done, that's where you need to get it done.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
100%.
There's something she said about how I show up in this next phase that I'm getting ready to transition to, and I have been doing things that I'm like, you know what? That heifer did tell me that I was going to do it. Yes. Because it's all like how the world's going to see you. I'm like, is it going to how I see myself? She's like, no, it's how you present yourself to others, how they see you. Then I started doing some stuff. I'm like, oh, this is what you was talking about.
They see you.
Yes. Okay, so we have chitted and chatted. We've got 57 people. Let's go ahead and get started. How we're going to start this off tonight, y'all, is Lauren is going to, like I said, give us the 411, the nasty wasty on all the planets in retrograde, what that means for all of us, and in particularly to what that means for Libra. Then after Lauren goes through that, we will open it up to some Q&A for about 5 minutes, let people ask whatever questions they want. And then after Lauren does that, we're going to get into our horoscopes. We're going to do the what's hood, what's good, and what's the word. So what's hood, what's going on right now for you and your energy? What's good? What is some energy you need to harness to take advantage of to kind of get you through this, especially with all of these retrogrades and things going on? What's something that you can use in your back pocket to help you right now? And then what's the word? Johnny's going to end us. We're going to always end each sign with through the Church of Apprentice. So with that, I'm going to stop talking, and Lauren, Help us understand why I've been such a witch lately.
Well, as I had told you earlier, well, you've obviously said Mercury is in retrograde, which if you were on here before we got on the live stream, my computer shut down all of a sudden out of nowhere, which is just so Mercury retrograde. I was like, my camera stopped working, my sound is off. So excuse all of the Mercury issues that I'm having. But Mercury retrograde happens 3 times a year. And for all of 2021, the Mercury retrogrades are taking place in air signs. And the reason that's important is Mercury rules Gemini, which is an air sign. So the last Mercury retrograde was in the sign of Gemini. Now it's in the sign of Libra, which is another air sign. And so air signs are a lot about communication. And so because Mercury is the planet of communication, it's kind of an extra level of communication mishaps that are possible because we're traveling through an air sign. And what's interesting for anybody who's a Libra, of course, this is your sign where your sun is. However, there's people like Adrian who have not just their sun in Libra, but have something called a stellium, which means 3 planets. You've got 3 planets. Hold up another finger because your Venus is there and also Saturn. And so when you have multiple planets in a sign, wherever Mercury is retrograde, if it's going over those planets that are in your natal chart, it's going to have a different effect on you personally. So those of you who have Libra sun, Mercury is going to affect you a little bit deeper because it's in your sun sign. So as I was telling Adrian, her chart is being highly affected specifically like right now this week. So it makes a lot of sense that you're really feeling it because Mercury is retrograde directly on Saturn for you. Saturn is our planet of, he's the great teacher. He wants us to learn lessons. He wants us to integrate those lessons, but you don't get to integrate them usually until after Mercury goes direct again. So it's a lot of kind of trying to figure out what the messages are right now. You're in that phase of, I'd be writing things down if things come up because you might not have the clarity until Mercury goes direct towards the end of October. And I would say that for anyone who's a Libra sun, paying attention to messages that come up right now. Now, for you that are Libras, you know that it's all about relationship. It's how you relate to other people. And when it's moving through the sign of Libra, you might have some issues in your relationships with this Mercury retrograde. That might be how showing up is relationally to other people. So you could be having communication challenges. You could be having just misunderstandings is a possible way that this could kind of manifest and show up. So paying attention to what's coming up for you, what are the messages that you are receiving, writing them down. Mercury retrograde is the best time to write things like that down because again, the clarity is not here right now. It'll come back after Mercury goes direct. So you want to write those things down so that in a couple weeks where you have that epiphany, you can like trace it back to, oh, this happened during that time. And like, now I know what it means and I can, integrate that and have a better concept of how you can use that for your own learning, your own understanding. So everybody gets really freaked out about Mercury retrograde. But to me, Mercury retrograde is just this like time to really better understand your own communication. You want to reread those emails. You want to reread those text messages before you press send. You want to recognize how you're showing up in the world, how you're speaking, because people might not receive what you're saying the way you think they're receiving it. And because this is in Libra, it's extra important in relation to other people. Like, how am I relating to other people? How are they receiving me? How am I receiving them too? And how am I speaking to myself is always something that I talk about with Mercury retrograde because, a lot of us get into these patterns in our childhood where we have this negative self-talk that just kind of creeps in. And a lot of times we don't even realize that that's like the underlying programming that we're operating from. And Mercury retrograde is a time to like reassess, like, oh, what is happening, in my inner ear? How am I talking to myself? I always talk about that in a Mercury retrograde. Like, how are you speaking to yourself? How do you relate to yourself? That's so, that's so important to always, continually come back to that. So Mercury retrograde is a beautiful time to revisit that self-talk. So we have lots of retrograde planets right now other than just Mercury. And so I want to talk about a couple of exciting things that are happening in the next week or so where planets that have been retrograde for a really long time are about to go direct. So this will shift the energy a little bit. And planets going retrograde is not a bad thing. All the planets go retrograde besides the sun and the moon. All the other planets go retrograde at certain periods, and it's just a time to slow down a little bit depending on what that planet speaks to. So Pluto is about the shadow, and Pluto is about power and how we give and receive power, how we give our power away sometimes. And Pluto has been retrograde for the last, I think it's 6 months. I don't have the date written down, but it's going direct on the 6th. And so we're going to have this chance to have a better connection to our own power, is how I view Pluto going direct, is like better understanding our own power, and stepping into that power is another possibility with that. I'm excited for Pluto to go retrograde to go direct, because in 2023, it's going to move into another sign. Pluto stays in the same sign for 14 years most of the time. And when it moves into a new sign, it's like a whole new generation. And so I'm very excited for this, one of the last retrogrades of Pluto and Capricorn, which has a lot to do with the whole COVID story that we've been living through. And so I'm like, let's move on to the next phase. So I'm hoping there's going to be some momentum shifting in that direction. Saturn is also retrograde right now and will be going direct on the 10th. And so Saturn is again the planet of lessons. It's the great teacher. And when Saturn goes direct, things will go a little. Saturn wants to slow things down anyways. So Saturn retrograde is like things are really slowing down. So hopefully maybe things will pick back up with just new energy, new shifting. And so with Pluto and Saturn both going direct this week, that makes me feel excited. I'm like, okay, you're gonna feel a shift happening soon. Any questions so far? Okay. I'm like, I don't want to just keep going, but okay. The last one that I'm really, really excited about, like this is the most exciting, is that Jupiter has also been retrograde. We have like so much retrograde right now, but Jupiter is going direct on the 18th of October. And so this one is really interesting to me. Jupiter moved into Pisces for a few months at the beginning of the summer. And then when Jupiter went retrograde, it went from Pisces and then it moved backwards back into Aquarius. And as I had said with the Pluto story in Aquarius, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto were the combination that have to do with this COVID story. And if you'll remember at the beginning of the summer, when Jupiter finally moved into Pisces, this is when like things started to open back up. This is where we were like, oh my gosh, life is going to be normal again. And then when Jupiter retrograded back into Aquarius, it was like halting on the brakes. Like, oh my goodness, just kidding. Like nothing has changed. We're back to square one. And I think for a lot of people stirred up a lot of anxiety, a lot of frustration, a lot of like despair, honestly, because Jupiter is the planet of abundance and happiness and expansion. And Jupiter in Pisces that's its ruling sign. So Jupiter is the original ruler of Pisces. And so Jupiter is much happier in Pisces. And so by the end of this year, once Jupiter now is going direct again, it's going to keep moving all the way back through Aquarius. And then it's going to move back into Pisces in a few months. And to me, that is going to be a massive shift. It's going to be this opportunity for us to feel like what it felt like at the beginning of the summer. And Jupiter will not go back into Aquarius again for a very long time, 12 years. So that's very exciting news to me with these few planets that are all about to station and go direct all within the same time period. And then they're all going to keep moving forward. It feels like a lot of forward momentum, and I'm just optimistic and excited about it. And I feel like we need optimism right now. And we've all had a really rough go for the last year. It doesn't mean that there won't be other things coming up. Life isn't up and down, but the Jupiter storyline is very exciting for me. And I'm like, once it moves, we're gonna feel some shifting happening. So as much as retrogrades feel challenging, we're about to move into some clearer waters as a whole, collectively, energetically. So that's really exciting. Yeah.
I was taking notes.
Yeah.
So here's what I got. I don't know if y'all can see. I basically said Pluto goes direct on the 10th, new energy. Saturn on the 6th, lessons being learned. Jupiter on the 18th. Abundance and happiness. Big shift. Getting rid of this bum ass, loser ass energy. Awesome.
I love that. I love it. And we do have a new moon coming up on the 6th also, which is the day that that Pluto goes direct, and it's obviously a new moon in Libra. So new moons are always where the sun and the moon meet in the same sign, and we begin a new lunar cycle. So for all of you that are Libras, this is just a really positive time to think about how you shine light, like who you are as a person, and setting some new intentions around that. New moons are always powerful times to set intentions. And so I would consider that for next Friday. Maybe that's what Friday, actually. Days on. I'm like, I don't know the days of the week. It's on the 6th.
It's fine. It's on Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. Thank you.
Tony, Johnny, questions for Lauren? Thoughts?
What happens?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What happens to Capricorn when, what is it? Jupiter moves into, what was it that moves into Capricorn? Was it Pluto? Pluto moves into Capricorn.
Pluto is still in Capricorn, and Pluto will be moving out of Capricorn not until 2023. So that's not for a while, because Pluto moves very slowly. That's going to be like a whole new generational sensation. We're coming up on America as a country. We're about to have America's Pluto return, which is really, really interesting, because this is you've already seen this happening. This is like all of the shadow that's been coming up for us as a nation is very much connected to our Pluto return, because Pluto is the shadow. It's about power and who holds the power, and power shifting. So I see a lot of shifting happening for America. Of course, we've already started that process, but it's going to get much bolder.
Okay.
I know. Everyone's like, what? How's it going to get bolder?
Oh, no. Pull the covers over my head.
I was like, I guess it's political tarot people. We got a job.
For a little while longer.
You will be employed, I promise.
The planet of the underworld is making a return.
Lauren.
I know. I didn't create it. I'm just.
You're like, I'm not making the news. I'm just reporting on this MF. This is what's going on.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Yes.
Oh boy, am I not looking forward to? Can I just sleep for the next however long that happens?
We gotta.
Oh God.
Johnny, you were gonna ask a question?
No.
Okay.
What I was going to say is I understood everything she said, and this is what it's like when you get a reading with Lauren Margolies.
Absolutely.
You will understand. And she will, if you don't understand, let her know, and she will teach you. She will make it clear.
The whole thing. I want you to
Even if you have to get up and run downstairs 3 times because the DoorDash delivered your food to the wrong house.
Or even if you're slow to process and you have to call her back 7 times.
What did you say?
Did you say my Neptune was in Uranus? No, dummy.
Because it can be a lot. You know, you got the houses, and then you got the trines, and then you got the
It's a lot.
It can be a lot. That's why I don't understand it until somebody else tells me. Because it's like hieroglyphics. I'm like, I don't know what this means.
It literally is hieroglyphics. I look at my chart and I'm like, ancient Egyptians.
I don't know what that means.
I know nothing.
We have a question. Does that mean Pluto exposes the darkness or exasperates and enforces the dark forces?
So Pluto is about uncovering the shadow, very much so, but it depends on who you're talking about. I mean, as far as America, it's going to be exposing, the Pluto return is going to be exposing the darkness, not reinforcing it, but it affects, it's like a power struggle. It goes both ways. Like, it's going to continue to reinforce the dark forces that are trying to maintain power in whatever ways they are going to try to hold on as much as they can, but there's going to be continual exposures to shine light onto these there's all this underground stuff that people don't even know is happening. It's like we maybe know a little layer of it, but we don't even understand the depths or the levels because it goes so deep, it runs so, so under the covers. But that stuff is going to continue to bubble to the surface. And again, we've already seen things coming up that, a few years ago, we had no idea that we were going to be where we are now. You think about how far we've come in the last few years as far as exposing the darkness, and that's going to continue to happen. But it's just like a yin and yang. Like there's going to continue to be the dark forces that are trying to maintain their
lifting the rock, and then the bugs scatter out.
Exactly.
Now you have to gather them all back up together, or
I don't want to touch them,
or just get a big ass banner raid.
Yeah.
or to be nicer for Tony, just the iceberg. How 10% of it is here and 90% of it is here.
90% is underneath.
And then once that water recedes, and it all, floods and drowns the world type thing.
Yeah.
So,
oh.
But like you said, though, we are seeing some droplets of exposure. Now, we may think that it's a lot because, not to be political right now, but Trump sort of brought out a lot of the crazies. Mm-hmm. But they were already there.
Yes.
They just weren't as prominent on TV as they are right now. And so this is just the tip of the iceberg, I believe.
I think so too.
But no need to pull all your money out the bank and go buy guns and things. I don't think it'll be that bad, but
There's nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
So just
you'll be all right.
Stay of higher intention, you'll be good. Lauren, if Libra is intercepted in the 8th house, will that affect or be affected by retrograde planets?
Yeah, anything in 8th house is 8th house is ruled by Pluto, so it's shadow. It's things that are maybe kept under the surface. And so definitely so. I think, retrograde planets might give you the opportunity to see in, your own levels that you may be hiding from yourself. Your own shadow could be more, because we're in this retrograde phase, you might have more capacity to kind of tap in to those hidden parts of yourself.
Makes sense.
I don't want to.
We're all tired, I know, but
I'm so tired.
But it's still there. So either you deal with it or you don't, but it's going to still be there.
You deal with it.
It'll be there next year.
It's like a smell in the house.
Right. Any other questions, guys, for Lauren? And thank you so much, Jody, for the super chat. Not tat. That's not a tat. Super tattoo.
Right. That's Mercury. Mercury on the tongue. Just say it.
May that be returned to you. Polls. Any other questions for Lauren?
How would Taurus fare under this retrograde, and then into fixed? Is it a fixed?
So Taurus is fixed Earth. It would really just depend on your chart, on what you have in there. It's because any air sign is going to be more affected because it's like then it's training those. But I'd have to look at the chart to really know, what, because it depends on the degree points of like where's your sun in Taurus and how does that affect, how does that relate to what else is happening.
Yeah, I was wondering if Pluto's anywhere near me in the neighborhood, I'm moving. I'm going to a hotel and I'm going to stay there until Pluto moves out.
I hope you got a lot of money because that's some gun ain't moving out for another 14 years.
Pluto is no joke. It's so slow.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Or save your money and get your chart done. Forewarned is forearmed. That way you know ahead of time.
It's forearmed. Get your chart read. I put the link in the description. Lauren, does this retrograde also impact money? Because I have been spending money like a drunk sailor on leave accidentally. And accidentally put myself in ramen noodle situations. And I read on Vogue, so disclaimer, whoever did the astrology for Vogue is either going to be complete trash or it's right. And they said that it's going to be Libra retrograde for Librans. Financially, it's going to be rough. There's retrograde. Is that correct?
Interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't see, based on looking at your chart, like your Libra is not anywhere near the second house. It's in the eighth house. And so I don't
I
know.
was in the broke house too.
Bitch, it's in the broke house. Listen.
About to make me go to the dope house because I need some extra money.
Let's have everything that could pop DF off. And you guys have to just keep breaking out money. And then you're like, how did this happen? Did I have to dip into savings 3 times?
Well, you know, eighth house is about shared resources. So that you could be oversharing your resources.
That's a very polite way of saying you're overspending.
Well, and again, as I told you, this Mercury retrograde is directly on your Saturn. So it's about lessons for you. So if this is something that you've had to, you know, consider in the past, like how you spend money and your relationship to money, like that would be coming up again right now. Your value, how you value money, that could be part of the conversation. So for you, it makes sense to me based on the Saturn conjunction, but it depends on where Libra falls in somebody's chart, which house it's in.
Okay. So basically Vogue was just full of crap.
I mean, I just think it's easy to like pull headlines of like what it could appeal to, but you have to really look at someone's chart to know how it's actually going to affect that person. It's just much more personal than that.
Because I should have paid more attention to when retrograde started. Because I tried to do legal matters that was supposed to cost me $450, and currently I'm up to $1,200. I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
that's disrespectful.
it is. I got to do it though. So yeah.
I feel you. I done got myself in a couple of situations these last couple of days. I'm like,
like I'm not being sued. I was trying to LLC myself. Is what I was trying to do, and that
it adds up.
Yeah,
it adds up. It'll start at 400. The next thing you know, you're like, I thought it was 400. Where's the 1,700 coming?
They still want another $200. It's $80 from me. I'm like, okay.
An attorney for the attorney that files the attorney that files with the attorney, and it's just.
I mean, they ain't come up, they ain't cooked nothing, they ain't made the bed, they just taking money and walking away. I'm like, what the hell? Oh well.
I feel you.
Did you start that process during the Mercury retrograde?
I believe I did. It was like 3 days ago.
Oh, yeah, bro.
This is why you pay attention.
So maybe kind of sit on it and then wait until it ends when the 17th, 18th, Lauren?
I think it's on the 18th.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I love how it waits till it ends after my birthday. That is so
My sister's is the 17th, so she's going through it all the way to the end.
Okay. Well, Lauren, thank you so very much. As always, super informative, digestible information about what's going on. As Lauren said, do not be afraid of the retrograde. And as retrogrades, forgive me, there's multiple.
I got one more question.
I missed it.
Lauren, when you do someone's chart, can it be via phone call or is it something that went too fast?
So I typically do it through Zoom, only because on Zoom I can share my screen and I can kind of use my pointer to point out what exactly I'm talking about. Because for me, like if you're a visual learner, it really helps to hear the audio and the visual at the same time because you see your chart. But if somebody is like very technologically uninterested in that part of it, I would definitely be open to doing it on the phone. It's not like I'm not no way, but I do think there's a bonus of having the Zoom because you can see your own chart and really talk through that.
And she records it, so you can go back and watch the recording.
Good call. Yeah.
Send her email.
Yeah. Reach out. If anyone has any questions, just reach out to me and I will answer any questions.
BSY@gmail or Lauren Margolies at?
It's bsgyoga@gmail. That's for Breathe, Stretch, Grow. And yeah, if you're technologically challenged, we could do FaceTime for sure. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, we can figure out a way that it works for whoever I'm working with.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you. You guys made me laugh so hard that I feel like I worked my abs. So I'm gonna call it a workout. Y'all are so awesome. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Take care, and we'll see you on the next Chakra Talk, which will be sometime early in November. Sometime.
Perfect. Yeah. See you soon. Bye.
Bye, Lauren. Bye, guys. Lauren. Bye, Lauren. Singular, one person. Lauren. Okay. This retrograde is kicking my butt, y'all.
I don't like it.
It's so disrespectful. You Black Buddha. So, forewarned is forearmed. So let's get into what forewarnings so we can forearm ourselves for this Libra astrological season. What's good or what's hood? What's good? What's the word? Tony's going to start us off with what's hood. So giving us what's the current energy for astrological sign. I'm going to give what's good. What energy do you need to tap into to help get through the Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn retrograde with the Mercury retrograde? That's disrespectful. And Johnny's going to end with the sermon. Give us the good word. All right.
Preach.
Aquarius, let's start y'all off. Aquarius.
Aquarius.
Yeah, not going to use that deck.
Okay. So, Aquarius.
And thank you again to all the super chats. I pray that generosity is returned to you immediately and tenfold. Thank you guys so much. And happy birthday to the fellow Librans. Hi, Lori. Lori, I finally texted you back. My bad, Lori. My bad. I thought I had replied to you the next day, and I realized it's been 8 days. I'm so sorry. I'm going to blame it on Mercury retrograde.
So we're going to do Aquarius first, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so the first card I get for Aquarius is watch your money. Watch your money, watch your money, watch your money. And this is for you, Miss Adrian.
Because Aquarius is not. I'm Libra, Aquarius, Virgo. So yes, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And use this. The money thing is that you're going to have to really use your intuition and trust your gut on how you are spending your money and how you are communicating about your money. So those decisions are going to have to be made, but this is the basis of it is money, but there's so many things that you have to think about. You have to make decisions and communicate and use your personal power. Did I put that in front? I can't see. Use your personal power to get through whatever financial difficulty is happening for you. So I think that what's the hood is a financial situation where you really need to make decisions, but watch how you communicate about money.
What I got for Aquarius is freedom. I want you to understand that we all have free will. And what's going to work to your advantage is using that free will, that freedom to make smart decisions. You are not stuck. You just may be stuck in a mindset that prevents you from seeing something holistically. You've got freedom, fly. That's what's going to work for you. If you're in a situation and you do not like it, like you don't like being broke, okay, well then use your freedom to figure out, to make those decisions like Tony said, to use your solar plexus energy and your solar plexus power for you. Freedom is what's working for you. Soar and look at the bird's eye view. Give yourself that freedom to give yourself the bird's eye view, to see the whole situation in its entirety.
Awaken your empathy is what I get. This, however, is not always for the outside world. Sometimes there are things going on in here that you need to be empathetic to. It is so easy to ignore our own feelings because we're trying to take care of other people. Not even necessarily take care of them completely. Just make sure you're all right. Make sure you're happy. Make sure you had a good day. Make sure you have a smile on your face, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. And then inside of here, it's like, hey, but what about me? And then you go home and then you relax and you think, oh, that's all I really needed was just a wind down. But that thing is just going to be wind back up the next day. So maybe it's time to deal with the core of something. Awaken the empathy. Take care of yourself too. Because when you don't, then everything inside of you, including your finances, as they were saying, starts to go out. Everything is outward. All of your energy is outward. All of your empathy is outward. All of your caring is outward. All of your anger is outward. Keep that outward. You don't need that in you. But this, awaken your empathy. Be empathetic to yourself this month, at least. It's candy month. It's candy Halloween coming up. So, you know, have a Snickers and a Twix. Unless you're allergic to chocolate and you're one of those weird people, then, you know, do the best you can. Have a Skittle.
All right, Aquarius, I hope that makes sense. Let's get into Pisces. What's good or what's hood, what's good, and what's the word for Pisces? It sounded like people were clapping. I was like, who's giving us a round of applause?
Doing it.
Thank you. I was like, oh, never mind.
It's like you get a message that's, I mean, it has something to do with the card, but it's not on the card. So it's like,
you're like, how am I going to spin this to make this make sense?
I'll just say it.
Tony, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
I just started.
Okay. She over there got a whole. All I saw was this, and
I'm like,
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so in your mind, Pisces, there are a lot of emotions that you are going through right now, and it has to do with maybe a relationship. I believe this is maybe your dream boat. Whoever your dream boat has come into play. There's love around you and universal energy. So this is something, maybe a person that you haven't met yet. I'm just going to go there and say that there may be love in the right now. In the energy, I don't know what's going to happen next, but maybe you're dealing with a new person in your life. So there's love, there's universal energy, there's dreams, and there's emotions. So if that's what's going on for you right now, Adrian's going to tell you where you're going to go.
You're going to go to your community. Whoever that person is, whatever that love, that connection is, it's actually a lot closer to you than you think. And then I was thinking your network. What's working for you is your network. It could be your friends. It could be your family. It could be your actual physical community, like your neighborhood where you live. But whatever you need, whatever you feel deficient in, your neighborhood, your community is going to support you. If you are having a hard emotional time, call your community. Have them lift you up. If you are going through, hey, I just broke up with somebody and I'm gonna have a hot girl fall. Or maybe a fall. What's a good one? A freaky fall. Then call your community and ask, do you know anybody who's single so I can have my freaky fall? Whatever it is that you're going through, your community is what is working for you and will help you through this season.
So I got the card of blossoming, but what it told me was roots. Nothing blossoms without roots. Nothing grows without a foundation to grow upon. What you need to do for this month is pause. establish some roots, establish some security. Now, mind you, this is emotional sometimes. What we need to do is make sure that we are okay. That way, during this retrograde, when some B of the S comes along, then you won't fly off the handle. You can still continue to flourish in the midst of a storm because it cannot knock you down, for you are rooted and deeply rooted. And then once the storm is over, you will continue to blossom. That way you can stay true during the storm and flourish afterwards as well. That's what you need to do. How you do that is up to you. But
Get rooted.
yes.
Get rooted, Pisces. Okay, Aries. What's hood? What's good? What's the word?
What's hood, Aries? Ooh.
Have you ever gotten sleepy through your own live stream?
All the time. Especially because I got a fan always in my face and it's like
Friday evening live stream. It never fails. I'm like, how you gonna fall asleep in the middle of your own live stream? Like
I'm gonna tell on myself.
yourself.
I'm gonna tell on myself. I did a reading for the Trump kids, right, for their October and all that. And I was beyond tired, right? And so I get to like almost the last one, and I'm like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I'm done. Just like I didn't do no explaining or not, because it's like, man, I'm tired. What the hell, man?
Never
I'm just shuffling and talking.
And then I get mad at myself because I'm like, I'm the one who schedules this every month on a Friday at 7:00 when you basically from 7:00 that morning until 10 minutes before you go live, your monkey behind has not sat down, not peed, and not eaten because you've gone all day from work, logged off work, put on a little bit of makeup so you don't look like a ghoul, or and then get on a live. And now I'm sitting here, I'm like, and I'm like, God, it's bad. That's setting such a bad energy to make it seem like I'm bored with my own reading. I'm not bored with my own reading. I'm old.
I got sleepy at 5:30 and was like, you cannot take naps, so do not go to sleep.
Don't even do it.
Because I wake up, it'll be 7:55. Be like, oh crap, I'm late. And then come up here with all the booger crust in your eye and try to no, thank you. Just say you'll be all right.
Go to sleep when it's done. Go to sleep when it's done. Go to sleep when it's done. And then when we're done, I'm too damn hyped to go to sleep. So it's just like, I'm sorry. All right, Aries. Thank you, Tony.
So Aries, you've got two seventh chakra cards in your reading. You have a connection that's happening right now in the present with your guides. They are giving you, laying down some truth for you about what you're creating. So if you're working on a project or whatever it could be, your guides are there to help you. If you're stymied right now, if you feel like I've gone as far as I can go and my head's just not working because everything's in retrograde and you're like, wah, you're just trying to pull your hair out. Just listen to your guides. Get quiet, and allow them to help you. Let it come in. Let it come in. Let it come in.
Because when you allow it to come in, do not forsake thee, because patience is actually going to be what gets you through. Patience is the virtue for you. This is your secret power, your secret weapon. This is what's good. Which is, actually, Aries, you guys are, when it's something you can ride the course. So stay with it. That's your super strength. Be patient. If it were Libra, I'd be like, we're doomed. Sorry. Can't do it. We do not exude patience. But yes, this is your key. Keep meditating, keep sitting in silence, because you're going to get the answers and the guidance that you need from your guides. Just stick with it.
Jay Marcus, if y'all get tired like I do after card reading, why is this? Because it takes a lot of energy to raise your vibration. you don't necessarily even do it consciously. It's just something your spirit knows to do. So if you look at it this way, like spirit's reaching down to you, you reach up to it, and it takes a lot of energy to keep that hold. And so when you're done reading, it's like you've been exhausted because you've been literally stretching your spiritual muscles. So that's why you get tired. I will remain. No, I did that wrong already. I'm not using this card. That's what I'm gonna do.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna blame Mercury retrograde.
That means that card wasn't for us, so we're gonna get a different one.
Yeah, we're gonna get this one.
I didn't like this one either. But I got the 5 of Wands. This is conflict, bickering, back and forth, that type of thing. If you are in a struggle, then let go. Period. You can complicate that message if you choose to, but if you are in a struggle, let go. What are you trying to hold on to? It is obviously not yours, or if it's supposed to be yours, it wouldn't be so easily fleeting. So let it go. Stop struggling, Aries. Y'all listen. Look here. Y'all can be very hard-headed and very hot-tempered because you are fire people. But if they want it that bad, give it to them. Because I guarantee you, they're gonna come back. How you do this? Peace. You wanted it. You got it. Stop struggling, Aries.
Whatever is meant for you, no matter how you let it go, is going to come back to you regardless. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. Let's go to Taurus.
Ooh. I'm gonna throw these cards away. That's
Terrific Taurus.
I'll try to use them this time. I'll try to read it right this time.
Because all we saw was.
Because it said.
Yeah, that's not right.
It said is not what I was saying. I said I will remain. That's what I said, but that is not what the card said. It said I will not remain stuck. I choose change, and I changed decks. So there we go.
It worked out.
Sometimes you got to call an audible. That's
all you got to do. Let's get into it for Taurus. What's hood? What's good?
What's hood for Taurus is in your mind is finances. So if you are waiting for a payday or you have to pay something to somebody else, then it's on your mind. This is what's going on, but it's emotional. So maybe you have to pay out some money. What's happening? It might be to a person who is in your family or someone that you been friends with for a while or something. It might be something you have to make a decision about. Maybe maybe they're asking you for money. Maybe they're asking you for a loan. Adrian.
Hi, can I have some money? Because what had happened was trying to finance some projects, and I didn't realize how broke B I was. And so, Taurus, can you spot me a little bit?
Like I'm gonna loan you this job application.
No, better yet, I'm gonna loan you a pen for you to fill out this job application.
And you make sure you give me my pen back.
And this piece of paper so you can put your resume on it.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna loan you. Well, Taurus, don't worry. I'm not gonna say don't worry, but what I'm going to let you know is whatever you have goes out is going to come back. Your needs are abundantly met. So you're worried about money. It's easier said than done. So tell somebody not worry about money when they're going through a financial hardship. But what I will say is this is actually what's working for you, not against you. You being money minded right now, thinking about the money, just know that abundance is there. And it may not even be financial money that you need to focus on. Just know that there's an abundance of resources, an abundance of help. Something abundantly is yours to help you get through this financial uncertainty is what I'm going to call it. Relax. You've got the abundance.
Try this again. I am open and responsive to the abundance of the universe. So here's the thing. Your greatest asset, the greatest enemy, is your mind. This says, I am open and responsive, which means I am open and I will act upon. Sometimes you are the one doing the blocking. Whatever it is you keep telling yourself that it's not coming in, whatever it is that you keep doing that is against your greatest and highest of good, stop both of those. Be open and responsive. The universe or God or whatever you want to call it is going to bestow on you the things that you need. That way you can get the things that you want. So be open and responsive to that. Whatever it is that you need to do, you need to pray, journal, vision board, witchcraft, whatever it is.
Vision quest, whatever.
Be open and responsive to that abundance. It's already there. You just need to unlock it. Let it in. Quit doubting yourself. Quit doubting your path. If you are set on a mission, that mission will pay off. As they say in the church, if God fails you, you would have made history because you will be the only one. So make sure that you are open and responsive.
That's the only way the abundance will come in.
Okay.
I am open. I am responsive.
Open. All right, Taurus. I mean, we just did Taurus. It's Gemini.
Oh, God.
All right, Geminis.
Yeah, my business now.
My other air sign, wonderful air sign. Let's see.
Tarot cards. Tarot cards are harsh. I shouldn't use tarot cards. Quit falling out now. Look here.
All right, Gemini.
Okay. We'll leave it alone
then. Wow. Okay.
Thank you to all 83 of you guys who are in the chat right now watching. I appreciate you very, very much. Stay tuned to the end. I'm doing a birthday gift giveaway.
I'm so glad you remember because I didn't.
Shoot, I was it sitting right here, and I'm still gonna freaking forget to do it. And we're gonna have to go live.
You said y'all remind me, and that was.
I totally forgot to.
I put it right here to look. So somebody in the chat, please remind me again at the end. If I'm like, all right, y'all have a good night. Be like, no. Birthday present giveaway. And I'll be like, yes, I need to give that away.
Good Lord, I suck. I can't remember.
That's okay.
So, Gemini, what's hood is that you have a decision to make. You have a decision to make about something that you have created.
LLC.
It's something that you've been dreaming about, and your heart chakra is fully open and dilated and waiting for it to come through. Come through. Yes.
Johnny's
Adrian.
Incorporated. Johnny Inc.
Johnny's gonna be a corporation.
Because I know I felt you, because it was like when I did Red Lentil, it was like, I think because at the time I lived in a tax-free state. So it was like, here's, it was only 300. I was like, yes. And then it was like, and you owe this 400, and you owe that 700, and you owe that 900. And I was like, Jesus, if you had just said that up front, a heifer could have balanced and budgeted for this.
Yes.
So I had to pull you. I had to start and stop. I had to pay on it, pay around it, because I was like,
can I put this on layaway?
Can I put a little on it? Can I put a little bit on it? But Johnny, have no fear, because this voyage, this journey that you're on is actually what's working for you right now. Like Jace, I was looking at Jay and then in the chat. Like Tony said, this needs to happen. This is something you have to make the decision. So the decision is, do you go on this voyage and let your heart pitter pat because this is what your heart chakra wants, or do you shirk from it? But just know, if you choose to go on this voyage, it is here for you. This is what you're meant to do. Now, it may, if you wait till after retrograde or not, don't worry about it, because this voyage is here for you. It's meant for you. Can't be taken away.
So there's your word, the hermit. Go within and search. Now, I will say for me personally, especially on this in particular journey that I am on, I woke up today and was like, okay, as the documents were coming in and this, and I just got, for whatever reason, like overwhelmingly frustrated. And at the same time, something in me, which did not let that feeling fester, thank God, said, just back up, take a breath. Everything's going to be okay. You got 1,400 singing bowls on that damn cabinet. You better play one of them. So go within, search for the answer. Go in the stillness of the moment, whatever it is, Gemini. Go within the stillness. Go within the quiet where nothing else is talking except whatever sound you are creating, whatever sound you want to indulge in. If you want to go out, listen to the birds. They're talking, but they ain't talking to you. So just listen to the song. Just listen to the leaves blow, just whatever it is, car horns, children scream, whatever it is. Listen to something else other than that chitter chatter that's going on in your head. Like I said, your greatest asset and your worst enemy. Get you some isolation. Go and breathe. Breath. Taking a breath is not only precious, but it's essential. So make sure you do that. Stop and breathe.
Relax, relate, release.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that breath will give air and oxygen to your brain so that you can think better.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you can figure out things a little easier. And it's so essential.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into Cancers.
Mm-hmm.
Cancer, you up, you on deck, you next.
You up?
What's going on in your life?
Cancer.
We're going to search for a different card. I'm so rude to Cancers. I shouldn't be. I think.
They're nice.
As I say that, the lighten up card. I ain't using that one either. We'll see what happens. How about that?
Cancer, you are next.
Oh. Cancer. Okay.
See? I'm not bored, y'all. I'm just sleepy.
So the first thing that's what Cancer is thinking about, what's in your mind, what is the first thought you have of the day, is money, finances. You have been, or you should be, relying on your intuition with this particular thing. Whatever you have created is your dream. But maybe you don't have enough finances to make it happen.
Or you gave the finances and you're like, ooh, I probably should have slowed down a little bit and paid on it and not paid the whole thing.
So yeah, that's what's going on right now. That's what the hood is. So it's about stability and security. So it might not be finances. It might just be, where you live, what's happening, what's happening with your job, or what's happening with your family right now. So stability and security is foremost in your mind. That's the thing that you're thinking about. So what's going to happen?
You need to, there's something that's going to come in. Do not forsake it. Do not think it's too good to be true. It is actually something that's going to help lessen some of the burdens that Tony was talking about, that thing that you're waking up that's on your mind every morning, that's causing you some duress. If something comes up, an opportunity that is meant for you, don't look at it and be like, oh, it's too good to be true. Yes, we understand that all that glitters is not gold, but maybe you've been manifesting something and it has finally shown up for you. It is an opportunity. It is for you. This is working for you right now. Or maybe this is the time that you go to start manifesting to create opportunities.
It could be that as well. But just know, whatever that energy you're putting towards creating something, an opportunity, a vision, something that you need for you and your family, this is the time it's going to play out for you, because this is what is working for your highest good.
Spirit gave to me a message a while ago, because I heard someone repeat that everything that glitters is not gold. Sometimes you're not searching for gold. Sometimes you're searching for that which glitters, whatever that is to you. So don't let somebody tell you what your prize is supposed to be. They don't know your journey. They just stepping in your lane trying to talk your life. Mauve. I don't know colors, so don't judge me. But
Purple.
It's
Great.
purple, but it says enjoy clear hearing. So what I say to you, do not hear from here. Don't hear from here. Hear from here. Hear from your crown. Something is coming down, trying to speak something into you. That way you can manifest something else. Because sometimes we have the power to do so, but we don't know exactly what to do. There's a whole lot of, oh, you should do, and oh, you can do, but we're never really comfortable maybe with whatever that is. So there is something that is coming into you. Enjoy clear hearing. Clear hearing, you need to hear from here. Not your ears, not your heart, and all these other poetic things. Hear from your crown, hear directly from source, God, spirit, water can, whatever you call it. Let that thing talk to you. Something's coming.
Yep. Amen. Thank you so much, Larry Wind Singer Therapies, for the super chat. I pray that generosity is returned to you immediately and by tenfold. Thank you very, very much. Leos. Let's go, Leos. It's time for Leo.
We're in August already. Wow.
We're flying through it.
Wow. Leo.
Becca, happy birthday month, Becca.
Leo.
Lori Kettle. We've got Becca from House of Lenormand. We've got Jace. I got a lot of Libras this month. So happy birthday to you all. Wishing you all abundance of blessings and health for your birthday season.
So what's hood is relationships, Leo. Your relationships may be coming into question here, not in a way that where you have to show some compassion to someone that is close to you. Let that be something that you're guided to, how it happens. Let spirit guide you into that, which is, I don't know, a relationship issue of some kind. So whatever is going on in your relationships, listen to your gut, listen to your guides, because that there's some compassion that's needed right now for whatever is happening between you and whoever this is that you are in relationship with. So, let your guides help you. If this is a particularly rocky relationship, you may be dreaming about getting out. Listen to your guides, and don't jump to the gun and don't jump to conclusions. Mm-hmm. Show some compassion in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, especially with all these retrogrades going on right now. Really think hard about. I'm sorry.
You just look. I'm not going to say what you just looked like.
I know what I just looked like, and that's why I have to clean it up. I was like, do I explain the story of what's going on, or do I try to let it slide? Sorry. I have an injury, so I have to kind of shift around a little bit to not put pressure on my tailbone, and so that's why I had that look on my face. Sorry. It hurt, so I was just trying to alleviate some of the pain that my big duff is causing on my tailbone. Anyway,
You want to hear a story of karma real fast?
yeah, go ahead.
I was on a collaboration. This is why I say she's a very bad influence. On Shining Hawk Healing, where I made slight fun of Elton John getting hip surgery. So I was walking up the hill back from the store. Now my hip hurts. And it has been hurting for a whole week. And I'm like, damn, I'm old now. So.
I'll confess what mine is. So I have an indoor, I have like a knockoff Peloton, and the bike is really well rated, but the one downside is the saddle is from hell. It's just absolutely awful. You can put a pillow on that son of a gun, it's still gonna hurt. So I was doing a jumps and like hills and then climbing. So you're up and out of the saddle. And I was bouncing on it a lot, and it was just right on the tailbone. And it has been over like 4 days. And I'm just like, and so people, every time I do it, people think I'm like lifting up the fart. And I'm like, no, trying to like alleviate some of the, like, it hurt. It just was like, and I had been sitting, and I can't sit where I sit back on it, and which is how most normal people sit. You got to kind of sit up, and I realized I had been sitting back on it too long. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna like lift up and switch without it. And I was like, oh well.
Your face was so funny. Your face was so funny. It looked like a 5-year-old or a 3-year-old.
I'm sorry. I'm not farting. I'm sorry to be disgusting. I'm just old. This did not happen. I used to be long bike ride on a saddle and it not hurt my bum, but apparently this is what happens when you turn almost 40. And no, sitting on a pillow actually makes it worse. So, okay. Leo, what is going to happen for you? Kind of the same thing with, I believe it was Cancer. That opportunity that's going to come for you is for you. Like Johnny said, the glitters is gold because you were looking for glitter and not gold. Don't forsake the opportunity. Something that's coming for you is going to be magnificent. It is something you probably prayed for, is what I keep hearing with the miracle card. You're going to actually go, oh my goodness, Spirit, thank you. I didn't think it was going to happen. And Spirit's going to go, you've been asking for it for 18 months. Why did you not think I was going to give it to you? It is going to feel like a miracle. But again, it is something you've been asking for, something you've been working towards, and Spirit has aligned it for right now is the time for you to receive it.
Short message. It's on the way. Take it to the face. Don't move. Don't duck. Don't dodge. Don't run. Don't hide. It's coming at you. Either one.
Did you say take it in the face?
Take it to the face. Take it to the face. Just receive it. Receive all of it. It is yours. Don't duck. Don't dodge. Don't sabotage. Just take it. You've been wanting it. You've asked for it. So boom, there it is.
I keep getting something of the heart, though. Relationships. So yeah. I don't know what that is.
For Leo.
For Leo, yeah. In relationships. Wow.
Or maybe you've been needing that love connection, that partner, that connection with your existing partner. Something is coming. It's coming for you. It could be relationship bound. Or it could be that you meet that relationship you need to get you to that next level of whatever it is you need in your life.
In your job, yeah.
Yeah,
too, yeah.
Because everybody thinks relationship, they immediately think, bumping uglies. It's not that love relationship. It could just be we all are in relationship with Mama Earth, with each other, with humans, with animals. So it could be that.
Mm-hmm.
Virgo, let's go. See how disrespectful it's going to be to my whatever. That's your son. Whatever my last one is Virgo.
Virgo. 6.
Sit up on the tailbone, not back. Sit up and
You know, they have those pillows now that have like the cut out of them.
Yeah, I cracked my tailbone many years ago in figure skating class. At a figure skating lesson, I botched a jump very badly and cracked my tailbone, and I had to sit in one of those pillows for about a month, which is really embarrassing when you're in middle school.
Kids are horrible.
I feel so bad for you.
I know.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
Spiritual awareness. Okay. So, Virgo, there's a communication that someone is asking you to get. They want you to have this communication. They're connected to you in some way through your sixth chakra, and it's bridging on your heart chakra, compassion. So I don't know if this is something that is coming to you or something that you need to give to somebody else. It's a truth. It's something that you have to speak, and you have to, it's an apology.
There you go.
You have to apologize to someone.
I wonder who that is, because I pissed off everybody this week.
There's an apology that's needed. So I don't know where that goes, but yeah, something that you said or did that pissed somebody off.
Can we narrow that down? Like, seriously though, can we narrow that down?
Let's see if I can narrow that down. No. It's nope.
Everything you said and did, just go to everybody.
You can start at the A's and then go down to at least the F's.
Let me pull one more card. Let's see what it says. I don't know. No, magic. I don't know what that has to do with it, but that's the card I pulled.
Okay. Well,
something that you said, something that you did, or it needs an apology.
okay.
And that will do the trick. It will cause magic in your life. Oh, that's good.
Which makes
I hope that's
I think it'll happen. I think that makes sense because think about it. The apology is to clear the energy. If it's to clear the energy for yourself, for your heart chakra, for your throat chakra, right? It's not always sometimes, yes, it is for the other person because you did something, I guess, to offend, but it's also to clear your energy, to start clear, to bring in and harness new positive energy, right? It's about that net sum, right? Yin and yang. When that happens, when you make that apology, for me, I have to go through, like Johnny said, my entire Rolodex A through at least F by tomorrow to apologize to everybody for being a witch this week. Just know that when that apology comes, that energy that you cleared out, the new energy that comes in is going to be in abundance. There's an abundance of forgiveness and reconciliation for you once you make that apology. It's coming. Righting that wrong is going to do so much for you. It is going to bring in so much good and positive energy that you need. But you got to make that first step and make that apology.
Sidebar. The House of Lenormand, she's still in the chat. She gave me this example a long time ago about asking for abundance, because I used to get people, I still do, people who request readings and want to know, when is my abundance coming? When is my harvest coming in? When will I have this and have? If you start asking the universe for a bunch of money, you do need to be specific, because sometimes you could want a bunch of money and then get hit by a truck and then have to sue the company, and then the company gives you a bunch of money, but then you can't walk and talk and eat. So maybe we need to stop asking for bunches of things and be, stewards over what we do have. And that way, when the big time comes in, then you're okay with it because, it's not something you were looking for. But anyhow, because it seems that we keep getting this abundance message for each one of these signs. So I just want to implore you to make sure that if you are asking for abundance, be specific. Do you want abundance of money? But how do you want it? Abundance of what? Abundance of problems,
Mhm.
abundance of happiness. What kind of happiness?
Mhm.
When a bunch of dogs, okay, 9 dogs walking down the street, they're all strays. Now they're all yours. But guess what? You got to feed them and take every single last one of them to the vet.
Clean all
And so,
the
and so
That's
that's
an
a good
abundance.
$645,000 each time. So, anyway.
And then, Johnny, didn't you say that if you ask for a lot of money, that was it you who said you ask for a lot of money and then you get a job and you in the bank? So you're around a lot of money, but it's not.
And then you're like, I can pick up handfuls, but I'll also catch a case at the same time. Which one is it?
A case and a billy club.
Mhm.
I shine my light outwards for all to see. Don't hide. I just did a reading recently about hiding your talents. And sometimes we don't recognize what a talent is. We think talent is something we see on TV, the writers and the actors and the dancers and the singers and that. If a person, now I hate to go this route again, Donald Trump does have a talent for talking.
Mhm.
He doesn't say the right things to us, but somebody loves everything he says. That is a talent. Not everybody can get up in a room full of people and start talking. Talking is a talent. Being able to sell people things is a talent. Being able to draw and write and act and sing and dance, yes, that is a talent. But figure out what that other thing is, that other thing beneath the surface. Bring that out. Let people see that. Start to explore that. You'll find a new kind of happiness.
While we're talking about specifications and specificity, that is a word. Promise, look it up. I want to bring up something. It's something I see often in the chat on all readers. And it's something I want to, while we're talking about it, I feel this is a good opportunity to bring it up. Also, be careful when you ask people to pray for you and you're not specific about what prayer you're wanting them to give. Because not everybody is going to be praying for what you want. They may be praying for you to fail. And I'm very specific when I ask someone for prayer. I don't do it. I don't do a general ask. I go to people I trust, people I know who are in my life for the highest good, and I give a specific prayer to them. That is after I have consulted with Spirit to ask Spirit, I am open to whatever you give me because I know it's for my highest good. So just be careful because not everybody out there, yes, we're in a great community of loving people, but not everybody is going to be on the same wavelength that you're on for things that you want in your life. If you're praying for healing, then just say, can you please send a prayer for healing to X, Y, and Z? That's it.
Now, this may not be a direct pray for fail, but I worked with a woman. One woman is up for promotion. She wants to be shift leader, manager, whatever, the person with the key. Then the other woman, because I overheard them talking, and this woman who wanted it didn't get it. The one who got it was her friend. She said, she didn't say I prayed for her to fail. She said I prayed that she wouldn't get it. That way she could get it. Now, she's not necessarily against this person. She's for her friend. But at the same time, you still against me because I'm actually at that time, she was the most qualified. But this is the person who got it because she was the favorite. Mm-hmm. So be careful what you ask people for.
Yes, very, very careful. Another cardinal rule I have, do not just openly give Reiki energy to people. First and foremost, the first thing you learn about Reiki is you have to ask the consent for the person you're giving Reiki to. So what you need to do, instead of just saying, hey, I'm sending Reiki energy, first of all, that's not really how that works. Second of all, just ask people what they need. What's for their highest good? They may not need Reiki energy. What they may actually need is something else. So again, don't break and violate other people's contracts by just sending out things without them asking, without clearing their energy, without breaking their free will. And then also be very specific what you need a prayer for and ask for that very specifically.
With the Reiki, it's like when you start sending Reiki to someone, you create a connection. Mm-hmm. You create a cord between the two of you. So you really have to know how to not only send, but also to cut that cord and separate that energy from you. If you're in a protection bubble, you can send energy all you want and not necessarily worry about negative energy coming back to you. But that is something that you have to think about, you know, if you're not protected. So it's very important to really stick to all of the parameters in Reiki. I mean, you can't hurt people with Reiki. Reiki energy never hurts, but it is a good idea to ask permission to, you know, to send energy to someone, because it is a little, you know, you're invading their privacy in a way.
That's why I will not do Reiki for children without their parent and the child's consent. I have had so many customers say, I want you to do this on my son. And I said, until your son signs a consent form and books a session with me, I will not do it, because I need your son's consent. So I have to go and thank you. It's my birthday, damn it. So I can go on that spiel if I want to. I was about to thank all of y'all. Wait a minute. It's my birthday.
But Adrian, you can also teach that parent how to do Reiki on her own son. So no, he doesn't have to have permission. You could just teach her how to do it, you know, for herself.
For herself, but I'm still you have to have the recipient's permission. You can't break that code that goes just my Reiki training, my shamanic training. It is. And then once you say yes, then you can send whatever you want, but that violation of privacy and protection, I'm very particular about that for people, because I want them to protect themselves too. For sending it, like you said, sending it to somebody who ain't with it, that's just gonna backfire like a bad case of the heebie-jeebies. So sorry. Let's get into it is called Reiki, Reiki, not Reckie. Reiki is a form of energy healing. You can Google it and it will teach you a lot. It's centuries old. We've got a lot of Reiki level 1, 2, and 3 Reikis, Reiki masters and professionals in the chat right now. So one of them can tell you what it is. All right. Let's get this over with and peel this Band-Aid off for Libra. Let's see how disrespectful the cards are going to be. Drop the card. Oh, it hurts. Libra. Happy birthday to all the Libras. Happy birthday to you all. Here we go.
You're on mute.
It's just my day. It's the day that I am doing. I accept it and I go with it. Okay.
That's not
so
retrograde,
the
that's
unknowable. This is this is the world, or in the tarot, this is the world card. This is, you don't really know what is going to come out. Mostly where your head is. If it's a negative space, you will attract negativity. If it's a positive space, you will attract positive. In the past, you had this movement and travel. This is about beings, living beings travel. And this is about new places and new things to do. But disruption is in the path, in your path. So there's something in your path that could be throwing you off center. So check yourself before you wreck yourself, and look at what it is that you are doing to maybe accentuate or cause some sort of disruption. But the positive.
Overthinking.
Yeah.
Overthinking.
Whatever. Yeah, it is. But it's, the disruption doesn't mean that, oh my God, it's a tower, it's going to fall down on me. The disruption is, it could be, a bad day, or it could be, a bad check, or whatever.
It's natural too with that card, because that card means hail, as in ice. And
Yeah.
so it's a natural thing too. So it's not something out of the ordinary and all that type of stuff. So take a breath, Libras. It's natural. It's here.
You will overcome it. You will overcome.
That's what I mean by natural. It's life. That's, you know, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's great. You know. That's
Just go with the flow.
This is not the month for that BS. Okay. So, oh, that's wonderful. Okay. All's better now. Okay. What's working for us is protection. Something, whatever that disruption is, it is here to protect you. It is for your highest good. Maybe it's something that we don't need to be jumping into. So there's going to be a natural life disruption that's actually here for our protection. Everything is aligning for us for our highest good. So when that disruption happens, and I know us, Libra, we gonna cuss and fuss and blow the house down. After we cuss and fuss and blow the house down, because we are entitled to have our emotions, then we take a step back and go, wait a minute, that was for my protection. I am highly favored and coveted because instead of spirit let me go through that FS, it stopped, disrupted it, so I can be protected. And for that, spirit, I thank you.
So we start with the Five of Pentacles, right? Which is not the greatest in the world. But this card also gives the woe is me, Libras. Then there's the Four of Pentacles, the feeling that you need to run and hide and protect yourself and cocoon, basically. It's kind of harder to see in this one, but in the traditional depiction, it's the same. The person in the Four of Pentacles is outside the city, because they're trying to protect themselves and inoculate themselves from all influences, anybody that could possibly try to take anything from me, because I've just been through the ringer and we're going to stop this energy right now. However, there's something here with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups that is bringing you a peace offering. It is bringing you a little woo, 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 as they say. It is bringing you a little calm the hell down type of thing. The Knight of Pentacles is the Knight of charm, wit, and romance, and all that good stuff. So it's bringing you a little calmness. It's bringing you a little charity, even. Like, here's a smile in the midst of the ugliness. But what it really wants you to do is surrender. You don't have to know the ending to this plan. You just have to live it. It is not going to kill you, and if it does, then you don't have to worry about anything anymore. But whatever it is, it's not going to kill you. The surrender. So make sure whatever it is that you are going through, surrender to the overall plan. Something is in the works. You may not see it, you may not understand it, but it is working.
Because for the protection.
Mm-hmm.
And it's side note, every reading I've done for myself this week, Johnny, Four Pentacles was in every freaking reading.
Oh.
But the Four Pentacles showed up in every single one.
Holding on to that Monday.
It was either in the environment. It usually was in the environment or the here and now. It was always Four Pentacles showed up every reading.
It could be trying to clean emergency, trying to clean too.
Oh my goodness gracious. Thelma, thank you so much for the super chat. May that generosity be returned to you tenfold. And Karen Lloyd, thank you so much for that super chat. May that generosity be returned to you tenfold. Thank you to everybody who's donated. And thank you for everybody who's watching. Because I feel like I did not like the Libra reading we just did. I'm going to try to follow that was like
redmentalhealing.com.
Yeah, that was like the worst ever. Real honest, I hated it. I really did not like it. But I'm gonna have to surrender, as Johnny said, and accept it. So there's that. So thank you all for that wonderful birthday gift. Let's get what's after Libra. Scorpio? Yes, Scorpio.
And may I also say that zodiacal readings are a generalization. Please don't take it seriously. Please don't take it personally. If you get something out of any of the 12 zodiac signs, whether it's your zodiac sign or not, take it and edify thyself with it.
this because
With a grain of salt.
because the Gemini reading, and I have no Gemini anywhere near me, was a little bit more accurate than the Libra.
Hmm.
There you go. Thank you, Judy, for the super chat. I'm going to use that money to buy a donut that you recommended to sit on because I got to.
I want one.
Oh, my mind went straight to confection and sugar. So,
Jace, speaking of nosy, while we're pulling cards for Scorpio, I have a story. So I'm walking. I have these Birkenstocks that are the plastic Birkenstocks, like super comfortable, but because they're plastic, they give a lot, and so my feet slide all the time. So Libras, like Jay said, we are extremely nosy. Like we like to be entertained. We like to watch things go down, but we don't want to be in the melee. We just want to watch it, the fracas go down. So I'm walking across the grocery store parking lot, and I hear this man and woman in their car cussing. And I mean, they're going at it. And I'm like, oh, snap, this finna get good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk out of my way by their car because I want to, even though I can hear everything they're saying, I want to see what's going down. Because again, I should have been minding my business. In my slippery Birkenstocks, my foot slides all the way out. My other foot turns to the left. I fall. And not only do I fall into a car, I fall into the car of the people who are arguing.
You stopped that argument. You saved that.
They kept fussing and cussing. He looked up in his rear view and was like, if you don't shut the F up, blah, 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 blah. And they kept yelling so they could release their
she's like, oh, excuse me now.
I held it together until I walked into the grocery store and you could hear me howling. I was like, ah! I was like, this is what I get for being a nosy hoe. This is what I get for not. I fell hard into the car too. It was and I'm like, sorry, y'all. They were just going.
You wanted to get as close as possible, so you threw yourself into their car.
Oh, it was so funny. I laughed the entire. I mean, people in the grocery store, like, I mean, you could see the tears. I got my mask. You can see I was laughing even with my mask on. I was dying. And then the part that was got me. 20 minutes later, I walk out the grocery store and they're still fussing at each other. I was like, you know what? I hope both whoever wins this argument, you a good one. You the OG, because y'all.
Oh Lord have mercy! Come inside, I'll buy you a Pepsi because you.
I need to get one of these bottles of wine I just bought to one of y'all because y'all don't need it. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
Jen Lynn, thank you so much for the super chat. May that generosity be returned to you tenfold.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Yep.
So Scorpio.
Johnny's not ready.
I know I'm about to start drooling later.
Where's my friggin' fan?
Oh my goodness. I ain't got no wheel for Jesus to take right now. I ain't got no wheel for Jesus to take.
I fell hard. I know I did. I'm fat, y'all. I'm sorry.
All that keeps running through my mind is you walking and sneaking in a fall in the car.
Here's the thing. No, they didn't stop to help me. They didn't stop arguing. All the dude did was just look in his rear view and kept talking. And I'm like, here's the thing. I know I hurt your car. I'm fat. I know at bare minimum, if I didn't leave, my gut didn't leave, and my breast didn't leave a dent, I left big old handprints on your car. You should have stopped fighting and be like, ma'am. But y'all didn't even do it. Y'all just can't. I was like, that's why I was like, whatever you're fighting about, whoever wins deserves to win because y'all are fighting this to the end.
They were mad.
Oh no! I couldn't eat. I laughed so. I laughed so daggum hard. Oh, I laughed so hard.
Oh my gosh.
So that is
Johnny's gone.
so Chase, that is the quintessential Libras are nosy story.
I thought I was all right.
I wish I had seen that.
If everybody wants to know how nosy a Libra is, because I'm solely convinced I know how I'm going to die. I'm either going to die fighting for somebody else, because that is my pet peeve. I cannot stand to see people being mistreated, or I'm going to die because I've got my nose in somebody else's business or situation I shouldn't be in.
Is that why I got the devil?
Curiosity.
That's probably yes. Curiosity is it could kill the cat if I don't learn how to separate that.
That's a weird switch. It's not even up here. It's way back there. I got the head switch.
Oh my God.
Imagine you're like, and you hear this.
I think I would stop. I stopped for at least a second.
You're like, ma'am? And then I'll be like, and were you listening to our conversation?
But see, it's kind of like, I'm going to get this point across. Whatever's happening out here is going to still be happening once I get this point across. Especially if they're doing one of these. It's like, yeah.
I think they were fighting about another woman, but it wasn't an affair. It was like he had taken some advice of some other woman, and it was just spiraling down. And
you got your answer. You wanted to know.
Oh, I know his name. I know her name. I know what part of Virginia they live in. I know all his business because I sat back and listened, and I got caught. I got caught when I go into the car. And this is what I get. God said, keep being nosy and see what happens. We're going to test this assumption and find out that
Oh, Lord
just be glad they weren't serial killers.
seriously. And here's the thing, too. See, that's a good point. Because I did park right behind him. So I'm like, damn, they were paying attention. They got my license plate. They Yeah, I know their names. I know everything. I know who the lady they were fighting about. Her name is Amber. I know all their business.
Lord Jesus.
Okay, Scorpio.
But people argue in public. That's what you are allowed to do.
That's what you get. Scorpio, I am so sorry. I did not mean to derail because we were right at like Scorpio, and you're like, yes, what's my reading? And then I derailed us. My apologies.
Oh,
It was a good derail, but looks like the chat loves it too. So.
Scorpio.
So in the hood, you got a sort of a contract community service or some kind of job or it might be building or something with planning. There's money involved. You really want to receive what you need, but you're holding on. You feel like you have to hold on to what you have. So this might be something that you have to expend a lot of money for, and you see money going out like it's water. So what's going on for you right now is you're trying to hold on to your cash, and I get it. It's horrible that you have to, when you have money problems, it's just horrible. It's just hard.
Oh, you're muted too.
Yay! I wasn't the only one.
Well, saying was, it is super stressful when those money problems come in. So
Scorpio is my moon in my second apartment sign type thing. So
it's tough. However, here is what's good. There's an enlightenment that's going to come. I kind of hoping I'm going to use this for me as well.
You're going to be able to pinpoint exactly what is causing the money problem, or even better, how to overcome it. There's going to be an enlightenment moment that you have. I hear it's going to come in waves too. It's going to be like a thunderbolt. It's like, boom, here's the information. It's also going to be calm, like a rocking in the ocean, just very calm wave. It's also going to be at times like a tornado, and there's going to be swirl, and you're going to get more information. There's going to be multiple enlightenment moments that happen for you. Hang in there. You're going to get the information you need. And here's the good thing, because of Saturn, Saturn's teaching, the Saturn retrograde is teaching us about life lessons, right? The lessons you get, the information you glean from this enlightenment will help you so you will not repeat these same issues again, or you'll know how to resolve them when they come up.
Which is so interesting. You say that lightning, because I was just watching a little explainer on the weather and how lightning has a predetermined path, like the different electrons and ions and all that stuff that light up. They get together. They're not in a straight segment, as lightning never is. But each segment gives off a sound as well, because the lightning is whatever 1,000 degrees, and it hit the air, which made a sound because it's hotter than the air that it hit. And so each segment of the lightning gives off its own sound. This is why thunder doesn't happen all at once. You hear it in a rolling way because it gives off its own sound. But together they make one thing. And so I live an extraordinary life. And the reason I even brought that up is because if you separate this word, it could be extraordinary, as in plain, as in super ordinary, or it could be extraordinary, as in fantastic, as in loving, as in great, as in grand. And then I have the world, bigger picture. So right now you may be going through a period of fear or uncertainty. Fear may be strong, whatever the case may be. There just may be a bit of, I don't know how this is going to end. It is not going to be bad. Live an extraordinary life means having a vision of a better life. That doesn't mean go live lavishly if you can't, but if you can, do it. But here with the world card, see the bigger picture. The world, if you were to go and stand on the moon, you would get a huge perspective of where we live. So get a bigger perspective from here. Use your imagination, use your mind. Think of your life as a big picture thing. Where do you want to be, not in 5 years, but where do you want to be, period? Do you want to be happy? How do you get to that happiness? What is happiness to you? Do some soul searching. It'll be all right.
I know Jody, if she's still watching, is a Scorpio. So I hope Jody at what's her name? Jody Roberts? Yes, Jody Roberts.
The hummingbird whisperer.
This woman, how many years? I just forgot her name.
I can't get a hummingbird to spit on the grass around here, and she got 14 of them outside her window every day.
Gotcha. And so same thing, Lori. Same thing with Lori. So just hope this resonates. Hope this gives you some insight. The enlightenment on how to get on top of the situation is coming. That extraordinary life, those things that you want, it's coming. Thank you. I think Sagittarius is next, right? Yes. Always can't remember if it's Scorpio, Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Scorpio. Scorpio, then Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius. A lot of really good Sagittarius friends.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Now I'm just tickled. I'm laughing at anything now. It's like I was doing this. There wasn't no cards coming out, but I was still doing it. For whatever reason, that was funny to me. I'm like, what are you throwing? Ain't nothing coming out.
Nothing coming out.
Oh, sweet Mary and Joseph. Okay. We're going to be all right, y'all.
We're going to be okay. Mercury is retrograde.
We're going to get through.
Blame everything on
Okay.
Mercury retrograde.
So, are you ready for Sagittarius?
Mm-hmm.
Sagittarius is going through it right now, and it has something to do with the law and loss. I'm sorry.
So how am I tie that into this, Tony? God dang.
You know what? I second that. At least that's not my horoscope reading for the month.
I got a bunch of Sagittarius in my
Woo!
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Saggies.
Yeah, that's what's happening. But there's something good, right?
Good.
There's something good in your reading too, believe it or not.
There is. So power. You're going to be able to, the law is not the power. You're going to, whatever this legal thing is, whatever this is going to, and it was so funny, we were just talking about lightning and thunder a second ago. The power is going to be realigned. Maybe you're going to realize I have given power to too many other things and I need to reclaim my power. But all of this is going to do is help you refocus that energy of what you're giving the power to. Maybe you gave power to too many things, and which is why you're going to have the legal situation and the money situation that you're about to encounter. It is okay. I always say that adults can't get in trouble. The only two ways adults can get in trouble, actually, there's really one way. It's if you don't pay taxes. Because that kind of sucks. Because then, that's really the only way adults can get in trouble. Getting in trouble, having trouble is kind of a childlike mindset. Really, an adult mindset is there's an action and a reaction. I can get out of the situation that I'm in. So whatever that initial thing that Tony was talking about, you can fix it. It's going to help you realign your power. It's not permanent. Only thing that's permanent are death and taxes. That's it.
So with that power, that makes makes complete sense when you start with something like the tower. You still have the tower with you? Can you hold it up, pretty please? And thank you. Sometimes you have to be the lightning. Sometimes you have to have the power to tear something down. It may be something that you feel like is a loss with that 5 of Cups. But the Justice card is the balance card too, balancing the scales, fairness. And so here I am magnetic. English is hard. I am magnetic to what I want, and I repeal what I don't want.
I thought he was going to say I'm magnanimous. I was like, oh, that's really powerful. But magnetic. Never mind. I thought we had an
Sometimes you have to be the lightning. Sometimes you have to tear something down, even if you don't want to, but it is for your greatest and highest of good. The 5 of Cups teaches you that 3 cups have fallen over, but 2 remain. You didn't need those 3. They're gone. Let them be gone. You can be a magnet, because I can't say that word apparently. You can be a magnet to what you do want. But sometimes you got to move the old crap out of the way. I repeal what I do not want, or I can tear down what I do not want and focus my power, just like Adrian said. If you harness that which is on the inside of you, you will overcome anything, whatever it is. Your Magneto, did you get that vaccine? That's what happened to you.
Did you read about that nurse what's her name? Tenpenny. Her name is Tenpenny. She was the one who said
you can
get magnetic. It's like
that. I feel ripped off though.
Yeah, it turns you magnetic. Really? I haven't attracted any.
That's what it is. I mean, there we go. There's your magnet. And the card was lighten up. There we go. We're gonna be all right, y'all. We're gonna be all right.
We gonna be all right. We really will.
And for everything else, redlentilhealing.com.
All right.
She's a doctor. She is an osteopath. Come on, people. She's a doctor. And she just got her medical license renewed for 2 more years or whatever. It's just like the board said, okay, that's fine. This is what we have to deal with in our world.
Okay.
You gonna be all right? You gonna be all right?
I don't know.
Go to sleep until Pluto is done with whatever it needs to do. I'm gonna die. I love living. I'm so grateful to be here. Can I go to sleep over that? Because I can't. I don't have the patience.
Just ignore Pluto. It's not even a planet anymore.
It's not.
It got downgraded.
It did.
Why I think we don't need to be considering it in our retrograde discussions anymore. It's not even.
I mean, because you don't talk about Chiron and the rest of them.
Show no, them other big rocks. Our moon is freaking bigger than Pluto. Come on.
Yes, it is.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
And now we hate Pluto. We hate
You let the smallest kid on the block punk you out like that. No,
Right. That mad little man.
You're not going to punk me out.
you go up to him, thump him on the head. Get out of here.
Shut up.
Go take your mama sweat off. That's what you could do.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord, we're gonna get through it eventually. I'm sorry.
Who's next?
Okay. At 1 hour, 55 minutes, 51 seconds, we are finally at our last sign, which is Capricorn. Hang out for Capricorn and then hang out after Capricorn for the Adrian birthday giveaway.
Oh, what do you? What?
Okay.
A new thing.
We need to get Tony a minute.
Oh, you caught it. I passed it to
Yeah.
you.
She's got
I'm sorry. This is not funny. This is not funny.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, you always make me my makeup gets all over. I get off your show and I have makeup all over my cheeks because I can't stop laughing.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Oh gosh. Okay, one more. I'm so sorry.
Oh Lord, my makeup gonna run too.
We're not laughing at the Capricorns. We haven't technically pulled Capricorn yet. We're just still laughing in general, okay?
Oh gosh. Okay.
I'm laughing at
Okay, here we
Capricorn. You can't whoop me. What you gonna do about it?
Not like you know where I'm saying.
You were born in the same month as baby Jesus. You can't be mad.
That's what we used to say. You can't whoop me. Only two things in the world shut this mouth up: a punch and my mama. You ain't even
A punch, and what was the second one?
and my mama. That's it. That's the only thing that's gonna shut my mouth up.
You know what you gonna do? What you
My
gonna do?
mama in heaven, so you can't touch me.
I can bother you. The married woman is dead. So what you got? What you got?
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Oh wait, I ain't pulled no now. L card. Wait a minute. Okay, focus.
Oh Jesus, my stomach. Okay.
Okay, Capricorn. The hood. There are secrets. You got secrets happening about how you've handled your money. And it is not feeling good for you right now. I don't know. It's about money. It's about how you're handling it. And if you're sneaking around using those credit cards,
So
stop it right now.
here's how I would phrase it. If you have a joint checking account with your wife and you're having an affair with your wife, you shouldn't be buying your mistress dinner at Applebee's with your debit card attached to your joint checking account.
I mean,
That's
and
how
they're sitting in a grocery store parking lot arguing with her. Let's go.
Mm-mm.
Don't take Amber out to Applebee's on your debit card. And the part that's going to add to the laughter is the card that I pulled. And I promise I pulled it before Tony. As a matter of fact,
Oh no, I'm sliding out the chair. Jesus.
what you're going to have to do is just go ahead and go back to Amber because the pleasure is the only thing. Yeah. So listen,
Oh my gosh.
her name was Morgan. So when Morgan kicks Theo out of the house because of Amber, at least Theo can go to Amber.
So good luck, Amber.
Yeah.
Luck, Amber. I hope you
And
like
if she don't open the door, then I don't know what to tell you.
them
Maybe.
Applebee's 2 for $20 meals. Y'all gonna be eating them for a long time.
Mhm.
So Capricorn, you know what? Watch your money. Watch your money, and
As they say,
and
you
be-
and you and yo and Mrs. Thumb and her 4 sisters. Because Amber ain't opening the door either.
I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready.
Because I messed it up. Wait a minute, it's the 4 sisters on Thumb Street. That's what
Yes,
this.
folks.
That's what.
Yes, your pleasure, your 4 sisters on Thumb Street is what's gonna get you through this situation.
That's what's going to do it.
Oh Jesus!
Create a balanced life.
Hmm.
And then the 3 of Swords. Sometimes the 3 of Swords does not mean betrayal and heartbreak all the time. Sometimes it means separation, but it's still a not so comfortable one. So what you need to do to avoid this here is be a little more balanced. Maybe if you have one girlfriend, you don't need to. Maybe if you have a 2 for $20 meal, you don't need to eat them both. Maybe you can get it and take one home or what. Stop with the secrecies. Now, mind you, the high priestess thinks she's keeping a secret because she's got the veil behind her. You can't see past this. But if you look at that car, hold it up one more again. You can see past it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see there's water and all kind of stuff back there. You can see past it. It's dark, but you can see past it. So people who live in glass houses should buy curtains because you need to live a more balanced life. Whatever is on the inside that you are trying to keep on the inside that you're trying to cover up, remember, what is in the dark will always come to the light. So get ahead of your story. The way this is not you.
Yeah. There is an adage in public relations who says, "He who tells the story first controls the narrative."
Yes.
And be consistent with that story. Like Bill Clinton said, had Bill Clinton initially said, "I didn't have sexual relations with that woman," he could have won that story. But we wouldn't have believed him. But he could have kept the story going, right? He who tells the story first wins. So just remember that. Control the narrative. Oh, Jesus. All right. Thank y'all so much. Don't hang up just yet. or click out or whatever. I just dated myself. Give me 2 more minutes, guys. Let's go ahead. And what I'm giving away is I love it because it's palm size. Now, granted, I have ginormous man hands, so please ignore, like, I don't have normal female size hands, but this fits perfectly in the palm of everybody's hands. The palm life. See, now I got Johnny.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
The Past Life Oracle, very awesome deck. It's just great. It gives you a lot of insights, not necessarily about past life and like who was I back in 1847. It really is a great deck to do a past, present, and future reading on. It gives you a lot of insights. So here is the Past Life Oracle. Right now, you've got 1 minute. It's 9:09 right now. You've got until 9:10. Enter number between 1 and 100. Whoever gets the number right has to email me your address, and I will ship the deck to you. So that's my email. You've got a few more seconds. Lucky girl, that's cute. Guess the number between 1 and 100. What I'm going to do is...
Lucky girl need to go back to school. She said 1 in 100 now.
Johnny and Tony, the number, so they can see it in the private chat. So y'all... And you've got 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Closing it out.
Patsy Ruth was the closest.
Patsy Ruth. Here's what happens, though. It's like buying a lottery ticket. And then you don't go claim the lottery ticket and somebody else gets the money. You have to email me at redlentilhealing@gmail.com. And I will send this out to you. You'll get it within the week if you are in the US.
Continental US.
Yes. There you go. Guys, thank you so much for joining all of us tonight. We got great insights from Lauren. Congratulations, Miss Patsy Ruth, on your deck. I hope you enjoy it. Tony, thank you so much. It's something about when we're all together. We cannot be on our best behavior, and I apologize.
That's the way God wanted it.
Yep. Nani, thank you for joining. Thank you for just holding me down every month. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. This is a good place to be.
It's fun. So, happy birthday, Libras. We will see you guys next month for the Scorpio reading. So we'll see you sometime in November. Until then, take care of yourselves first and foremost, and tell everybody else to kick rocks during. Bye, guys.